How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. 2022 has finally come to an end, and wow, have we gotten a ton of crazy anime this year. That's why in today's video, we're going to be doing our first annual Fraud on the Telly Anime Awards. That's right, we got a bunch of categories, and we're going to be handing out awards for some of my favorite and some of the craziest anime that has come out in 2022. As always, if you enjoyed the video, learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that tiny bell so my videos go directly into your feed as well. Don't forget to check out our 2022 just general media awards that we put out earlier this week. Click the eye above. And let's just get right into the anime goodness, shall we? 2022, as we said, was quite the year for anime and quite the year for shonen. That's why we're going to be starting off with the best shonen of 2022. Now, we have a bunch of different options to go with here. We could go with the newest season of Bleach. We could go with Demon Slayer Season 2. We could go with Attack on Titan, the finale part 1, 2, whatever the heck it is on right now. We could go with Chainsaw Man, even though I'd argue that Chainsaw Man is not really much of a shonen, as well as several other options. But I think for me, I have to go with Demon Slayer Season 2. Demon Slayer, for me, really epitomizes the kind of modern shonen genre, and Season 2 of Demon Slayer was absolutely fantastic. It's crazy to think that this came out in 2022 because it was all the way like back in January, February, a long time ago. A lot has happened in the anime world since then. It doesn't even feel like it came out this year. Same with Attack on Titan, seeing as the Attack on Titan season was the end of 2021 in December into January of 2022, but it still counts technically. For me, I really just gotta give it to Demon Slayer. I know it's kind of a milquetoast taste. It's super obvious, but hey, it's shonen. Shonen's the most popular genre of anime, so it's kind of only obvious that it's going to be some kind of one of the mainstream, like 3 or 5, right? Moving on to our next award, which is the best sports anime of 2022, and for me, there's really only one option. This has to go to the soccer football anime Blue Lock. Easily, in my opinion, the best soccer anime that's come out so far, and it just happened to come out the year of the World Cup, and simultaneously, whenever Japan did extraordinary well at the World Cup. Blue Lock combines a soccer shonen anime series with a kind of Squid Game, Death Game elements to it, as the story centers around a young high school soccer player and his journey to become the most egotistical best striker in Japan, and ultimately to win the World Cup for Japan. This show is absolutely fantastic. Whether you're a soccer fan or not, you will absolutely love it. If you are a soccer buff, though, if you are a big football nerd, you will absolutely love this anime. But like we said, you don't have to be a sports fan at all to enjoy the chaos that is Blue Lock. Next, we have the best comedy, the funniest anime of 2022. There's so many options on this list. I even considered Chainsaw Man, while not exactly a comedy per se. Chainsaw Man is absolutely hilarious, but no, we did not pick Chainsaw Man for the funniest anime of 2022. No, this has to be your boy Kong Ming. A kind of fun take on an isekai-esque element of anime. Your boy Kong Ming follows a ancient strategist, military strategist Kong Ming, as he is transported into the future, into our time, and how he must overcome the crazy events in the world that we live in. The show is super lighthearted and fun, but crazy in a way that only anime can be. I'm also like a super Three Kingdoms Chinabu. I love Zhuge Liang as a character. This character is super based on that kind of Zhuge Liang concept, this idea of a character that is super smart, a la Dr. Stone, Light, L from Death Note, any of these characters, and just how they interact with world and strange environment around them. If you need a good laugh, look no farther than your boy Kong Ming. The next category is one that's a little unique, and I made because anime has a tendency to really leave us on a cliffhanger. That's why this category is called the biggest cock tease of 2022, and there was quite a few animes that could have filled this list, but there's really only one winner here. It's got to be Attack on Titan, the finale part, whatever it is now. Attack on Titan is really milking the heck out of their finale ending here. I can't really blame them. As someone who's read the entire manga, there is a lot to cover here at the end of Attack on Titan, and in order to do it justice and to go into detail, I guess they do need to take their sweet time. But wow, putting years apart between these endings of this anime, splitting the ending up into like 2-3 seasons, is a real fuck you move. Especially when you consider that there are a bunch of fans out there who are anime-only fans, and they're being forced to wait years to find out the ending of Attack on Titan when they could just go read it in the manga. Yeah, really, Attack on Titan was the only answer for the biggest cock tease of 2022. Next up, kind of along these lines, we have the most hyped anime of 2022. The anime community has the ability to hype something like no other community I've seen. It's really wild because you'll just see like a huge hype swarm around a potential teased upcoming anime, a lot of times hyped up by people who have no idea what the heck the anime is. Look no farther than Chainsaw Man to see this exact example. Which makes sense why Chainsaw Man is the winner of our most hyped anime award. While it did live up to the hype, never have I seen an anime, or at least it's been a long time since I've seen an anime, get so freaking hyped like Chainsaw Man was. I swear that like 75% of the people hyping this anime had literally never even read the manga before and didn't even know what exactly they were hyping. That's why it was hilarious when in the first couple of episodes you see that Chainsaw Man, well, it's not your typical shonen anime, is it? It really threw people for a loop. And yeah, it was just really, really funny. Overall, Chainsaw Man, in my opinion, did live up to hype. Make sure you go check out our finale reactions and review, but it cannot be denied that it's been one of the most hyped animes I've seen in a long time, and for that reason, it's got to win the most hyped anime of 2022 award. Moving on, we're going to be covering two of my favorite awards in all of anime, the Best Girl and Best Boy awards. Now, ultimately, this is probably one of the most subjective awards that you can give, along with all of our other awards as well. Guys, if you disagree with anything, please let me know in the comments down below. I do look forward to seeing what you guys' opinions on these categories of awards that I've created. For me, though, the best girl has to be a certain character known as Lucy from the Netflix anime Cyberpunch Edgerunners. I love this girl. I would die for this girl. What more can I say? Lucy's amazing. Cyberpunch Edgerunner is an amazing anime. One of my favorite animes of 2022. Absolutely gem of an anime to come out of Netflix of all things. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's got amazing story, amazing art, amazing music. What more can you ask for? And as well, it's got the best girl, in my opinion, of 2022. Move over, Makima, you manipulative... We got a new best girl in town. This follows up nicely with our best boy, which for me has to be Tengen Uzai from Demon Slayer Season 2. Once again, we're reaching all the way back to early in this year to look at Demon Slayer once more. It feels like it was years ago that I watched Demon Slayer Season 2. But for me, Tengen Uzui really has to be, or however you pronounce his last name, really has to be the best boy, in my opinion, of all the anime I watched from 2022. I love this character. He's hilarious. He's got mad bravado, an absolute Giga Chad of a character, and he really just pulls together, I think, the arc that happened in Season 2 of Demon Slayer. Next up, we have another one of my favorite categories, the Best Soundtrack Award. Now, this one is really hard. It's really hard for me to just pick one here, as for me, soundtrack and music is what makes media, film, anime, shows, whatever. If a piece of media is great, generally the soundtrack behind it is great. And for me, I can't really look much farther than JoJo's Stone Ocean. As well, I think it also has to be mentioned that Chainsaw Man has an absolutely banging soundtrack, in my opinion. But to be fair, I guess so does like every other anime that we've listed so far in 2022. This one's really hard. Ultimately, I think I'm going to leave the award up to you guys in the comments down below. Literally, it just is so much absolutely banging music and anime, but for me, I think I'm going to give it to JoJo's Stone Ocean here. The Stone Ocean theme is one of my favorite themes of all time, and as well as the rest of the soundtrack in JoJo's. Really, any season is just, it's just banging, isn't it? Next up, another little Mimi award. We have the biggest Giga Chad of 2022 in anime. Another very tough award. There's a ton of animes and characters that this could go to. For me, though, I think I gotta go with Eren. Our boy Eren Yeager, especially considering all the events from the finale, the final part of Attack on Titan. Eren Yeager and his transformation as a character, he's just really gone full Giga Chad, hasn't he? I think he's just epitomized what it means to be an absolute Giga Chad, no fucks given. And especially considering how I know the rest of the Attack on Titan plays out, Eren's just gotta be the biggest Giga Chad of 2022. Next up, another hotly contested award, the best art of anime in 2022. Now, where do we really even start? Another award here that really, at the end of the day, I think just comes down to what your preference is. For me, I was kind of really hoping that Chainsaw Man would get this, but I was let down a little bit by the art in Chainsaw Man, especially when you look at some of the colored graphic panels. They're just absolutely crazy from the manga. Not saying that Chainsaw Man's art was bad, far from it, but it definitely wasn't as good as I was hoping, at least in Season 1. Now, for me, I think that there's really only one option here. For me, it has to be Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Some of the most vivid, crazy art I've ever seen in anime, let alone in 2022. I mean, just the first sequence in the first episode had some absolutely crazy artistic sequences. Once again, guys, if you have not seen this anime, I highly recommend it. The people at Netflix are really pumping out some crazy anime. They are putting some big budget into their anime team, and they're putting out some quality stuff. Finally, the biggest award, the best overall anime, the best anime of 2022. Now, again, this was hard. If you've been watching our channel, you know I've covered a variety of anime on the channel, but there's been tons of anime that I've watched across 2022, because 2022 has been pretty good overall when it comes to putting out quality anime. There's a lot of animes we could choose from here. Mob Psycho 100 really was pulling at me as well, so was Spy Family. But for me, once again, I can't look past Cyberpunk Edgerunners. If you watched our media awards for 2022, you would know that I gave the best anime award in that video to Cyberpunk Edgerunners, because it just gives me everything that I want from an anime. It's amazing to look at. The voice acting is amazing. The music is amazing. The story is amazing. But most importantly of all, it touched me emotionally. The show is just one season. It tells a story from start to finish. But there's a bunch of twists and turns that occur even just this one season of anime. And the overall story that's told just really touched me emotionally in a place that I wasn't expecting, especially when you just watch the insanity in the first couple of sequences in episode 1. You don't expect it to be this kind of emotional roller coaster, this deep story that's waiting to be told. This Cyberpunk anime was definitely the biggest shock to me of 2022. When I watched it, I was nowhere near expecting it to be as good as it was, and it wasn't until it was over that I really realized just how absolutely amazing it was. Who would have thought that the best anime of 2022 would be a Netflix anime? As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments down below what your awards list was. At the end of the day, this is just my opinion. And so you guys are probably going to disagree with me, which is perfectly fine. I'd love to see your opinions and your thoughts in the comments down below, because I could always use some more anime to go and watch if I haven't watched the shows that you recommend. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in the next one. 2022 has been crazy. I can't wait to spend 2023 with you all. Until next time, peace, love, Aru.